you are on the fence and you're questioning, should I, shouldn't I? Basically, what's going on is you don't feel entirely worthy of that thing you want. And you're also looking at it as though it is something very different from yourself. So you're putting a 20-inch pole between you and it. And you've also gotten nice and comfy and cozy in your comfort zone. And you might have been in that environment for decades. And it has served you and it has helped you to expand. But now you would like to expand even further your personal and creative life, and where you feel guided to can help you to further change and grow, which is why we're here to ever change and ever evolve. But you have this delay. You have this fear. Well, you need to go within yourself and make that internal shift so that the external can shift for you. And that internal shift starts with you empowering yourself to 100% commit yourself to that thing that you would like to experience. And it could be expansion on your personal and creative aspect of self. But if you're just lingering in the comfort zone while you're simultaneously trying to manifest this new beginning, it won't work. Because you're basically telling the universe, I would like a new beginning. I would like to expand myself and to do something different. At the same time, I'm also fearful. I don't think I'm entirely worthy. A person who feels very worthy of that thing they would like to experience, they have no problem, I'm just going to let this go. It was very nice. Thank you. I'm very grateful for the people, for what it taught me, but I'm just going to let it all go. So we carry that and thinking by doing so, it will kind of like help us to get that new thing. But sometimes in order to have a totally new life, and a totally new perspective, to expand our creativity, to go in a different direction with creativity, something that's more maybe lighthearted for us, sometimes we have to let go of all of our previous conceptions, our previous perspectives, and our previous kind of techniques on how we became successful in the past. Because the success in what is very different, from us, will require us to do some critical thinking and will require us to be deeper. And that is the beauty of change, because it requires us to go deeper inside, deeper. And that ultimately will help us to be internally a very expansive person with great depth. So embrace that depth that wants to be born from you deciding to wholeheartedly commit yourself to this new beginning and just completely letting go of this old life. Because when you change your perspective, when you change your lifestyle, when you change even where you live, even your social world, it opens up your brain, literally opens up your brain to a higher perception. Because you are making that leap to, instead of just stay in fear and kind of you're observing that other world that you would like to participate in from a state of like, I don't know if I should go for it. And you go for it. You claim to the universe that I'm going to let go of everything because I know I must, in order to be a fresh blank canvas for my depth, to redefine myself, to make me new. You're basically saying to the universe, and you're saying to those around you, that this is me. I am ready to become a changed man, and people will respect you rather than you just kind of doing the old thing while you're trying to do the new thing at the same time, because most likely you're going to be carrying that old thing into the new thing and it won't work. Because what worked for you before is not meant to work again. That's the whole brilliance of creativity in changeable creativity, cosmic innovation, is because that worked for you at that period of time. And it was wonderful. and you had successes and you had failures, but now it's time for you to go deeper. And that's the thing about change. It requires you to go deeper so that you can discover a new technique that can help you to be successful in this new environment, this new perspective. Because if you want a new perspective, it would make sense that the old kind of techniques for success wouldn't work, because you're in a totally different new mindset. And that new mindset is what gives us the fresh vitality. It gives us that spring of life that helps us to open up our possibilities for what we are capable of. But in order to get into that new beginning, to redefine your capability for life, because that's what we're doing. We're constantly changing and challenging ourselves to always redefine our capability for life. So in our previous sort of success world, we had this caliber, okay, for our capability for success. And let's say we reach that caliber. Let's say we sort of surpass that caliber. Okay, I mean, even when we're young, we have these calibers. And with life, the great expansion of life internally wise is to constantly be changing that caliber, to be raising that caliber of our capability for creative expression, for success. Okay, and we do that not through, lingering in our old kind of world and trying to figure out how that old technique can help us to do what we want to do in this new life. No, it is deciding, thank you, caliber, because you've risen me to a really good place when it comes to my perception of success for myself and others, but I need to go in a different direction to discover a new perspective that can help me in this direction raise the caliber to even a greater understanding of my capability for success. So that's where the whole point comes. The whole point is you have to sometimes let go of the comfort in order to be wholeheartedly available to receive a new perspective. Because it's going to be very difficult to receive a new perspective, particularly if you're older than if you're like 30 up, if you're still kind of allowing this old perspective to be most prominent in your life. So you have to, sometimes you got to wholeheartedly just make that shift. Just go for it. Like, really, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm not gonna care what people think of me. Because a lot of times we care about our friends, we care about our social world, we care about people's perceptions of us. But ultimately, that change and that creative expansion or personal expansion is gonna happen within you, and it's for you. Okay, it's for you. And it could be for your close friends as well, because they'll be inspired by that for their own happiness, for their own kind of discovering their new beginning. But ultimately, acceptance is respect a lot of times. Okay, even though, people may be, kind of judging us and like, whoa, that doesn't really fit your old mold. But they will respect you because everybody on a deep, deep level knows we are meant to be like the seasons. And those who change, who are able to change, who are willing to change, no matter what age, we have respect for that because it is the natural rhythm of our humanness is to change. It is so much easier to just stay right here in our comfort. It's so much easier. And people, will like us for that because it validates for them that it's okay to just stay in the comfort zone. But when you decide to change yourself 100%, like massively, go in a totally different direction, they're going to be, people around you are going to be, maybe jealous or envious because no longer are you validating to them what they've been telling themselves for years, which is it's okay and you should be in your comfort zone. You should have this sort of lifestyle. You should be like this. But when you evolve yourself, you can evolve those people around you. Not through you holding their hand, no, just being an inspiration for them. So you deciding, I'm going to evolve myself. I'm going to take that plunge. I'm going to evolve myself. And the people around you, your friends and family, are going to be like, what are you doing? But you deciding to be an independent mind, it grows your internal power. So instead of you needing some sort of validation without, your dependency, okay, we're all dependent on things externally in order to change ourselves or to believe in ourselves or to go after that thing that we really feel in our heart of heart is something that can change and expand us for the greater, for the greater. But we must. If we make that decision first, if we make that decision that we would like to be an empowered human, well, being empowered is making those decisions to, instead of be on the fence, which is basically your old life and new life right on top of each other, and you're carrying the weight of both of them. And usually the weight of your past is just real, it's a lot more heavy, it's heavier than the weight of your future, because the future implies it's a blankness. It's a blank, it's an emptiness, but it gets kind of heavy because you're putting your past onto that blank canvas. So it's really dictating your decisions. So a lot of your decisions are coming from fear. A lot of decisions are coming from a state of fear because your past. You have all of these notions when it comes to how to be successful and what works and what doesn't work. And you have a lot of beliefs when it comes to what doesn't work. But what doesn't work, maybe in the past, it may be something you need to reconsider because it may have become a fear. Okay, such as you did this before when it came to relationships, and that didn't work out, and now you have this belief that to never do that again, or to don't even do anything in that realm ever again. So you become very stiff, like an old man, very stiff. But with a new beginning, it's blank. It's like a child. It's like a child. So you have to let go of these beliefs. You have to let go of these kind of these heavy ideas that you're carrying into this new beginning. Such as heavy ideas can be, you have to do it like this. It has to be done like this. But where's that coming from? You did that in the past and that brought you success, and you're thinking that will bring you more success because you're fearful to truly be a creative mind, which is you are challenging the previous existing definitions of creativity. Da-da-da! That's a creative person. A person who's able to challenge the already pre-existing definition on what it means to be creative. And that makes you a pioneer. Actually, makes you a pioneer. Okay? But being a pioneer of any sort of, paving the way for a new set of creative output, it requires you to first make that have that evolution inside of yourself, again, inside. Okay, and then let the external kind of move for you, because really the external is responding to that internal you're making inside of yourself. And we know that. We see people and they have their energy. You can just feel that they have some sort of empowerment going on within them. They're very confident in their position and what they would like to do. So they're most likely an independent mind. So they're no longer just all this chat of these beliefs and ideas and voices. This is very much a lecture on how we can get off the fence, okay, which is just simply a delay, And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a delay. We are just simply, our past and our future are right here, and we know we have to let go of our past because our future is a blank canvas that we want to redesign. We want to paint and color into something totally different. Like the seasons of spring and summer are totally different from each other. And spring has to be let go of for summer to happen, and summer needs to be let go of for winter or fall to happen. Okay, but you do, you carry, or not necessarily carry, but the knowledge. And the spring has knowledge that the summer uses to further expand the spring's already kind of growingness. And that's the same thing with you. You have the knowledge from this old life that you've lived in, but you don't need to carry the actual life into the new life. You can totally be redefined, your social environment, your creative output, and still be very knowledgeable about manifestation. How you've manifested before. You're just simply challenging manifestation itself to its capability for new set of creativity. So I feel like this is the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.